Okay, Christian, nice to see you.
Morning, Piotr.
Here. So maybe, well, we had a conversation not so long ago, but maybe you can introduce yourself and mention what is your role in Mitsubishi Electric.
My name is Christian Nomine. First of all, I work in Mitsubishi Electric Europe in the PMD team in the strategic marketing there. And I'm responsible for smart digital solutions, supporting our customers in the pre-sales phase and also looking at implementing solutions.
So the reason I wanted to have conversation with you is that we are seeing a lot of changes in the manufacturing. And one of the major trends is that the value generated in the past by, by the hardware, by the advanced hardware automating factories is now shifting a little bit towards the value generated by software. And the manufacturing software is now becoming a key to achieve some improvements. So could you share your experience why software has become so important?
Yeah, I think you're making a point there. And especially if we look to really highly automated manufacturing companies already, they have invested a lot of effort in developing some really great and high-level software solutions. But where we could probably help them is that we could tackle the last 5 to 10% on how to even optimize more with their production by starting to work together with them in the field of data analytics and implementing AI to actually create some additional benefits, may it be quality improvements, may it be a decrease in downtime. So this is right now a really hot topic that I'm looking in together with customers.
Yeah, so we discussed this a little bit during our podcast conversation, but generally speaking, we are looking for these improvements that can generate this additional competitive value, competitive advantage, which, it's harder and harder to achieve. And software packages, well, first of all, the software, but also the right implementation of the software creates this last mile innovation, so to say. Yeah. Okay, so then can you briefly explain the software packages that you're responsible for?
Sure. Well, what we also show here on the Interpack is basically all the main pillars of our smart digital factory concept. And we start with a concept which actually already takes place in the pre-planning phase of a project when customers start to implement a new line, for example. So there is a 3D simulation software called Gemini, which builds the first pillar. And then we actually go into the operations phase where our main solutions are focused around the Iconic suite. And we have a great tool there implementing various data sources and creating some umbrella applications for existing customers. And the last really important bit is our MelSoft MyLab, the data analysis software, where we hope to achieve additional benefits in the field of AI solutions.
Okay, and those packages, I assume they can somehow complement each other, right?
Yes, they can. So these are actually complementing each step of the project phases. And if you think about especially integrating MyLab and Iconics, what we are trying to achieve here is a really smart and intelligent tool working in the background, but just presenting the most important key warnings or in case of predictive maintenance aspects into the global visualization interface of Iconic Suite. And so it all falls together quite nicely.
You just mentioned at least a couple of packages, and of course they have like a different purpose in the factory. And could you explain what is the easiest way to start with it? So how do you implement this in your factory to make it as low effort as possible?
Well, I would first start with a low-hanging fruit, because most of the customers that we talk to, they already have quite an advanced automation system in place. But maybe together we could look at implementing a proof of concept with a very small pilot project where we have a management buy-in that drives this kind of projects, and also we can realize and agree upon some very specific KPIs that we want to reach in order to make a clear return on investment visible, and just look at this very specific topic of MyLab, implementing it, and not only using some really crazy specialists for that, but MyLab is meant to be that an automation engineer like you and me could use that tool to already have some progress and improvements.
Christian, so during this set of interviews, I'm trying to look a little bit ahead into the future. And the question I will be asking some people today is, what is your number one advice for the future of manufacturing?
Well, the most general one that I could give you is, no matter what size the manufacturing enterprise actually has, may it be small or large, they for sure already start or have started logging a big amount of production data, machine data, and they stored it somewhere in some database. So my call to action is, start using that data. Start trying to find optimizations with the data. Start trying to find unhidden patterns in that data, and start using MyLab in a trial period. We will